We have triple helix DNA.
Praise Juno.
Yeah. Fuck you, Minerva.
Minerva. What?
Juno, Minerva, and Jupiter. Remember the three?
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Anyway, this doesn't fucking matter. Today we're going to be talking about one of our favorite games in the history of video games. It's called Ratchet and Clank in the series known as Ratchet and Clank, developed by Insomniac Games. You may have heard of them from other game titles such as Marvel's Spider-Man or Resistance or Spyro the Dragon if you're an old fuck. Um,
Or if you're watching this in the future, Marvel's Wolverine.
yeah, that too.
Or Sunset
Mm.
Overdrive 7. Yeah, so today we're talking about Ratchet and Clank 1, and we're going to go through some things about it. We're going to kind of extract and deep dive into it. And
Mm.
to do that, we're going to start off by reading some things from the Wikipedia page, mainly the reception of the game. So let's start off with that, Nick.
All right, do you have it up or do I have to get it up?
I'm
Because
currently
I've been.
I'm currently typing with one finger. Right.
Oh,
Wikipedia, Ratchet, and Clank. But yeah, get it up yourself as well, because we'll go
yeah,
off.
okay.
Yeah, we'll. Actually, why am I fucking looking for this on my fucking monitor? I can just do it on my phone. I'm in the future. Ratchet and Clank
Ratchet and
Wikipedia.
Clank Wikipedia.
Uh, okay. Okay. While we're waiting on you, Nick, I'm gonna just read the synopsis here from Wikipedia because this is what professionals do. Ratchet and Clank is a series of action platformer and third-person shooter video games. The franchise is created and developed by Insomniac Games and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment for PlayStation consoles such as PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5, with the exclusion of Size Matters and Secret Agent Clank, which were developed by High Impact Games for the PlayStation Portable. The series is exclusive to Sony platforms, and the intellectual property is owned by Sony Interactive Entertainment. An animated feature film adaptation was released on April 29th, 2016.
Well done, Keith.
Thank you.
That was very entertaining.
Thank you.
Had to have a snack while I listened in. Oh, too much mustard.
That's a direct quote from Spider-Man on PS2, the original Spider-Man movie game.
I know Insomniac had nothing to do with that.
No, but it's funny that we're wavelengthed in there because I was actually thinking of that like a few minutes ago as well. Okay,
Yeah, that's really weird. That is kind of weird. Um,
you know what I just
so I
realized?
really,
I'm on the fucking wrong Wikipedia page, and I just read the intro from the wrong Wikipedia page, but that's okay.
yeah, you just read the entire series. Yeah, I'm on the
Yeah,
game page.
you're way ahead
I
of me.
got you. I got you.
Okay.
So, Ratchet and Clank. The game follows the anthropomorphic character Ratchet meeting the robot Clank on his home planet, Veldin. Clank discovers that the villainous chairman Drek of the Blog race plans to create a new planet for his species, destroying other planets in the process. Clank convinces Ratchet to help him in his mission to secure the assistance of the famous hero Captain Quack. Quack.
Quack.
Quack, quack.
What a quack.
Quack! Captain Quack!
Captain Quack.
It's when he gets hit with the quack away. But anyways, Captain Quark. The game offers a wide range of weapons and gadgets and blah blah blah. Basically, you guys know what Ratchet and Clank is, but yeah, it's about weapons. It's about gadgets. It's about walking on the side of walls. It's about turning enemies into chickens. It's about zany fucking comedy. It's about platforming at one of its finest, essentially. The year was 2002, and there was a young Nick and Keith on the opposite ends of the world, oblivious to the beautiful things that were happening in the gaming industry because we were too busy being poor or otherwise being told to have fun outside or hang out with other people. But one day soon, around that time, we got our hands on these fucking games. Me, I think I got my hands on the game sooner than you.
Yes,
Right.
did you get a in 2002?
It was either 2002 or 2003. I think it was 2003, like right at the sweet spot,
Okay.
right before the sequels came out.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, you got it before
yeah.
me. You definitely got it before me because I didn't actually properly play the game or own it myself until the remasters came out on PS3. Um, there's a story there. We'll tell it.
I will say those were two of the best Christmases back to back was 2003 and 2004
Yeah.
and 2005 because I got the sequels respectively.
Oh
So one
God.
year was Jack 2 and Ratchet 2 or Going Commando.
Mm.
Next year was Jack 3, Up Your Arsenal or Ratchet 3, Then Jack X, Deadlocked. Fucking great.
It's what games could be made in a year. It's crazy.
Yeah, just fucking wild the amount of shit they did back then. But yeah, so what are we doing? Do we want to talk about the reception
Yeah,
now?
we'll skip right to the reception. Fuck it. So I'll start off with I'll start off just with the. I won't read the scores. I'll just go by the reception article. Hold on, let me find it. Reception, right. By July 2006, Ratchet and Clank had sold 1.1 million copies and earned 31 million in the United States. Next Generation ranked it as the 49th highest selling game launched for the PlayStation 2, Xbox, or GameCube between January 2000 and July 2006 in that country. Combined sales of the I don't care about Ratchet and Clank series. So basically, the game's done pretty well. But review-wise, Ratchet and Clank was met with positive reviews from critics upon release. After playing preview of the game, well, if you just played a preview of the game, your fucking opinion isn't relevant. Fuck you. Who played the game? Reviewers praised the game's graphics, specifically pointing out the character, background designs, and being high quality for PS2 games of the time. GameSpy called the graphics mind-blowing, and GameSpot praised the game for the game's smooth frame rate, 60 FPS, baby.
Fuck yeah!
GameZone noted the animation of Ratchet, praising the details in his animation. Reviewers found that the game's voiceovers and audio elements were generally well done. Sorry, go on, Nick. Intervene there. Come on, interrupt me.
Sorry, my dog's puking.
Oh, that's not what I was expecting.
Oh, you're puking more! No! Oh, we're totally keeping this in.
What, is he puking on your PS5? Is this what I'm hearing right now? Why do you have your PS5 in a place where your dog can puke?
No, he didn't puke on the PS5. He puked on the cord hanging off of the PS5. He didn't puke on anything important. He just puked on the cord. What do you call it? The
USB?
coating?
Cool.
No.
The plug.
Jesse, are you all right, bud? Oh, sorry about that. He had a wet puke, like a liquidy puke.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
What
Anyway,
have you feeding him?
Normal dog food and shit. I guess I'll have to tell my mom that whatever brand we've got isn't really agreeing with him.
Either that or he just needs a checkup.
He does have like heartworms or something going on right now. Not heartworm.
Could
Got some
be
kind of
could be medication. I agree with him or something. I don't know. I'll just get it checked out to be for the peace of mind.
Yeah, well, we could do with that as you want. We could leave it in or we can cut it out. Don't matter.
Yeah, we leave it in. I'm not editing any of this shit. Okay, reviewers praise the game's graphics, specifically pointing out character background. Oh, I've just read that. Oh god, fucking old man, idiot key. GameZone noted that the animation of Ratchet where am I? I had my finger where I was, and now my finger has moved.
All right, I'll take over if you would like to.
Yes, take over while I
All right.
while I dose myself with beautiful sugar, as my beeping may have given away. I am currently dying.
Oh, okay. Ratchet and Clank was met with positive reviews from critics upon release. After playing a preview of the game, GameSpot described it as having excellent graphics, varied gameplay, and tight controls. The game's use of weapons rather than simple melee attacks was cited as one of the main features that made it stand out from other platform games. And I do have to say, yes, it did. What'd you do in Spyro? You bit shit and you fucking headbutted it. What'd you do in fucking Jack? You kicked it and you punched it. Or you jumped on it, essentially.
Or you mounted
Ratchet
it.
was or you mounted it. Oh God, Jesus Christ. But
You know, for example, the Flood, the Zoomer, Kira,
Kira, I fucking knew you were going
Jack.
Oh my loins. But literally, Ratchet
Same
and
old.
Clank was the God damn it. Literally, Ratchet and Clank was the fucking only game that really had the shooty going on for it in the platform. I mean, the puzzles were definitely a step above some of the stuff that you would see in like Jack at the time. Would you say? Would you agree with that?
Sorry, my microphone is on the floor and I just dropped it. I'm currently trying to get Lucasade. I don't have my headphones on. I don't know what you're saying. Keep the show going, my boy.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. So basically, to continue to talk about Ratchet and Clank, because I just completely lost my fucking head. Yeah, because I'm currently sitting around smelling this puke. So I'm gonna clean this puke up first.
I can smell it from here. Is that weird?
Uh, yeah.
You dry heaving right now?
Oh no, I just burped.
Oh, okay. So you're mixing the puke smell with your burp smell, you dirty fuck.
Everything was like today was like fine until I was like, yeah, I want to do something semi-productive.
And then the dog pukes.
And my dog just explodes.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounded wet. All right, Keith, where the fuck we at?
I'm currently reading about the new Dexcom G7 and how it's 70% smaller than the Dexcom G6.
What the fuck is that?
It's a diabetes monitor, a continuous blood glucose monitor. It's not one you'd be interested in. Okay, let me go back to the Wikipedia. So where were we? I nearly died, so I went and fixed myself. You went and fixed your dog.
Yeah, there was obviously the game was met with some pretty high acclaim.
But there was some criticism. Criticism was aimed at the game's camera angles, which Eurogame felt were, in quotes, idiotic at times.
I fucking agree. I actually agree with this.
Okay. Given the example of boss fights in which the camera centers on the boss rather than being freely movable. You agree with that?
Kind of.
Okay.
I don't have a qualm with this per se. I wouldn't if I was designing the game, I wouldn't have made that choice myself. But I more agree with like just saying like some of the game's camera angles at time are a little janky to like like a lot of the climbing parts, like when you're jumping up walls or like the ship combat.
Yes, so the only time I'd agree with it, I don't really agree with it for bosses per se. I would agree with it for some of the from the Magna Boot sections. But other than that, I didn't really have an issue.
Sorry for talking over you.
Go on.
I would say more than probably my own criticism. I hate the Magna Boot sections in the first game.
They do slow the pace down to a crawl.
Yeah, and they don't. It's just not rewarding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's plot holes there. Like, why the fuck can't I take the transporter thing, like on Battaglia, for example? Why can't I just take that fucking thing over there? Why do I gotta fucking walk on this thing for gameplay's sake?
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree. Overall, though, camera angle wise, I think it was fine for an early PS2 game. There's a lot worse. I think like for the time of it, I think it's aged pretty well. The camera angle compared to other games of the time, and even it is still very playable with the camera. I wouldn't agree that the camera is a big criticism of the game. But do you agree? Disagree?
I agree to a degree. Like,
agree to a degree.
Yeah, I agree to a degree because I think the first Ratchet game aged. I don't want to say it aged like wine, and I don't want to say it aged like milk. I'm trying to think of something in the middle. Okay, it aged like oh god, that's not really a good
It
analogy. I was gonna
aged.
say it aged like a mummy,
I would
but
say. I would say what you're look. The analogy you're looking for is it aged like
cheese.
cheese. Exactly. You read my fucking mind. How did you know that?
Yeah, I took mushrooms.
Uh.
That's 2 for 1 though. Yeah, it is like cheese. Yeah. So basically, this is what I would say. If you and I were to play this game now, like nowadays, I think we would have a little bit of a different opinion on it. I think we would find this game to be a little bit boring.
Probably. Yeah. Yeah. If the nostalgia wasn't a factor, wasn't attached to it.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, let me be honest though. I think though if we did though play this game, if we played it a couple times, like if we really enjoyed the whole series like we do, um, I think that we would come around to love it in a way very similar to how we do
Hmm.
in
Interesting.
a way. Because we do a lot of research on our stuff, so like I think that we would find a way to appreciate it, especially for its time, because I got to be real, even looking at it, even comparing Ratchet and Clank to Sly Cooper is like holy fuck, or like fucking Ratchet and Clank to fucking Grand Theft Auto 3.
Okay. Cool. So, All Game found that it was hard to form an emotional bond with Ratchet and Clank's main characters, saying that Ratchet is your typical teenager who desires nothing more than excitement and adventure, and Clank is
Hold on,
this. Mhm.
pause. We're gonna pause on Ratchet for a second. We're gonna talk about this.
Okay.
That I think we got that because back then there was more adults doing this shit. Because I don't know about you, but I related hard as fuck to Ratchet as a kid. I felt like a kid that was trapped on a planet, given how I grew up. And I just wanted to get the fuck away. I really did. I related with Ratchet in a couple of ways because, like, when I was younger, I was kind of a tinkerer as well. If I kept at it, I probably would have been fucking working on cars by this point.
Hmm.
But, but basically, I always liked fucking with shit like that, and I was always trying to make like spaceships and shit in the backyard and whatnot out of whatever the fuck I could find. And like, I definitely relate with Ratchet's feeling of like just liking to get into just stupid shit. Like stupid bits and baubles of metal are cool. It's a gear, it turns. That's cool. For stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
I related hardcore with Ratchet on that essentially. And oh man, what the fuck could I say, man? Like it's just in terms of relationships like with characters, I can't think of a stronger mascot to relate to be honest. Like I relate more with Ratchet than Jack. So,
I I agree in another sense,
mm,
because like Ratchet is he gets very irritable around Clank the more he's around him, and I relate with that because the more I'm around certain people or most people, I get very fucking
mm,
irritable. It's just like get out my fucking space, like fuck off, like leave me alone, like fuck off. Like I'm getting more annoyed and annoyed, annoyed. And I relate with that because I felt like that's why Ratchet was getting annoyed with Clank. I know Clank kept fucking up things and he was an idiot at times, and that was more the reason that the game was going for. But I relate with it because I relate with getting annoyed at people for just being around me.
I don't necessarily take it that way
Yeah.
because you know how like everything they were talking about was like this big build up. Like you could tell that there was going to be some kind of argument eventually because Ratchet was all about the adventure and Clank was all about the mission,
Mm.
right? So like Ratchet was always basically overstepping Clank. You know what I mean? Like he was always like, "Nah, we're going to go here and do this because this is why we're going to do it because this is the reason that I want to do it." I feel like the turn like from like how Ratchet just basically immediately flips on Clank as soon as he made that singular mistake?
Yeah, it's a bit abrupt.
It's a bit abrupt, and if you look a little bit deeper into it, it kind of signifies that Ratchet was literally looking for any reason to get pissed off at Clank.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting because if you notice in the first game, I'm not trying to make this a woke thing, but Ratchet's racist as shit to robots. I hope that poor woman's all right. Nah, she's fine.
That's kind of an undertone throughout throughout the PS2 games, at least, where like there is like kind of fucking racism towards robots, or like robots are kind of treated as second class citizens, and that's kind of leads to the third game's plot.
It's kind of odd, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, like, you're like battling against a person that's trying to. Obviously, he's kind of like this series is like more of a Hitler than a fucking kind of reformer.
Yeah.
But it kind of like does have those undertones throughout the whole series, where robots are kind of like not treated as well as squishies. So yeah, Ratchet. People thought he was a dick. Okay. We just told you our opinions on that. Ratchet and Clank's main characters saying that Ratchet is your typical teenager who desires nothing more than excitement and adventure, and Clank is a stereotypical intellectual, stuffy and almost prudish to a fault. Feeling instead that the characters of Jak and Daxter from Jak and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy were infinitely more likable.
Okay. I understand that Daxter can count for the both of them. He has enough personality for both Jak and Daxter. Okay? But how the fuck can you say that both of those characters are more likable when one of the characters can't even talk? Just a small point. You know, you don't have to agree with it, you know, but that's just the way my mind works. Yeah, I guess he's what, expressive?
Yeah, no, I hated that Jak is a mute in the first game. It doesn't.
It's a cop out. It's a straight up fucking cop out because they did that for 4 fucking games already.
It's like they were scared to write a protagonist, so they just.
Yeah, and the minute they did, they made an amazing enigma of a character, Jak too.
So yeah, no, that's an interesting statement. I don't really agree with that either. I don't think. I don't really prefer the character. Well, I do. I prefer the. Actually, no, I don't. I might prefer the characters from the first Ratchet game, like all the characters, than I do to the characters in Jak 1. Because there's so many memorable characters in the first Ratchet game, like, and that introduced a lot of the mainstays.
Bro, let me just. Okay, so yeah, we've got a lot of memorable characters in Jak. Okay, because we love the game so much, let's face it, every fucking character is memorable. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But let me just throw something down, okay? Ratchet, Clank, the Plumber, Ace Hardlight, fucking Captain Slag, Rusty Pete, fucking, god damn it,
Quark.
Captain Darkwater, Chairman Drek, Quark, fucking, Slim Cognito 2016. Jesus Christ, there's like, I mean, I get Tachyon, fucking Kronk, Zephyr, Talon, fucking Angela.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
Where I'm going with this is there is so many more diverse characters in Ratchet and Clank than there is in Jak.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they're all very, very memorable. Like the Jak characters are very memorable as well, but I mean, come on, Cleaver, Sig, and Damus are sort of kind of the same character in many ways.
Yeah, to an extent.
They all look very different. They all have very different accents, but they're all wastelanders, and they're all serious. That's like it's kind of. I mean, I probably get my head fucking ripped off for saying that. They are very different characters, and I love them all deeply, and they're all very complex. It's just when it comes to design, memorability, and everything, I think Ratchet kind of has Jak beat in that category, except for fucking Samos. Oh my god, what a memorable character!
I'd agree. I think I completely agree with you. I think Ratchet has definitely the more memorable characters. Jak may have the more fleshed out characters. But Ratchet definitely has the more memorable. Like, when you think of a game, you can immediately list off so many characters from it. Like,
I would actually almost even argue that about Fleshed Out, because after Rift Apart, the amount of characters that they brought back, like, really, like, touched me.
So, some criticism was also aimed at the story, with GameSpy saying that the game became predictable, boring, and just bland. Reviewers also noted that the first half of the game was yawn-inducing, but once the player reaches planet Rilgar, it becomes much more intense and difficult. Games
Okay,
are
I do agree with the. I do agree with the intense and difficult on Railgar. Those fucking cannons and those robots are brutal in
hmm
comparison.
Do you think
Um,
do you think the first half of the game is yawn inducing?
I wouldn't call it yawn inducing. I think this is a bit of nostalgia working on me, okay? Like if I look at this at an unbiased like look, I would say the game is more, and even this is a stretch for me. I'd say the game is yawn inducing up until you get the helipad. Like
Mm.
if I even had to say those words, like to say that this is a drag, this is kind of boring, because that's the way how I always feel when I play the game. Like I cannot wait to get the helipack so I can move around to the full extent. Eudora, the tree cutting planet,
hmm
pointless planet, very boring planet on in terms of like what you do on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that type of shit. But ah, like yawn inducing. I mean, me.
Yeah.
Yawn inducing, I think that's a bit harsh.
It could be the nostalgia talking for me, but I think they're like some of the most iconic planets. The first half of the game. You start off on
Oh,
Veldon. You go to fucking meet the plumber in the Tabora, whatever the fuck they call them, and then you go to goddamn fucking Metropolis, the third planet, like, or fourth planet, depending on what order you play it in.
right.
And yeah, no, like there are three. Well, two. I'll say two. I'll put it down to two. They're two incredibly iconic planets, Veldon and
I gotta be
Metropolis.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. I gotta be honest. I actually think Veldon, Metropolis, Novalis, and Iridia, all those planets, like the planets where you first meet Skid McMark,
hmm
sharks, all that. Those planets are very iconic, and it's very hard for me to say that those things are yawn-inducing. You know what I mean?
I agree. Like even thinking back to the time, like the fucking game's graphics were so mind blowing. Like imagine like
Yeah.
fucking walking to Metropolis and seeing all those fucking vistas and just yawning. Like
The best way I would say that lens is if you had Rift Apart now, look up at the sky and think about how amazing that looks. Seeing all those fucking vehicles and shit flying around, and that's what it felt like back then.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
Um,
GamePro found that the player does not engage a single thought process for the first parts of the game.
I remember when we last recorded this. This was something that really touched us.
hmm
Saying that you're definitely thinking when you're playing a platformer. You're jumping, you're hitting things, you're doing math, quite literally. You're like angling up your hits and shit, you know what I mean? If you're using the wrench, or you're mowing them down. You're thinking ahead.
I mean, yeah, I agree, and obviously he's complaining that it's easy here, but I mean, the first level is basically the fucking tutorial, and then the second level is you getting used to the guns, and then from there, I don't think the game is easy at all. For your first time around, I think the game's difficulty spike is actually quite steep.
Definitely. I mean, I remember when I first got back to playing the game again, I was like, how did I play this as a kid?
Yeah. And like
But
coming, like I mean,
yeah,
obviously this is an adult writing this review, so he obviously has more fucking motor functions than we would have when we first played it. Um,
right.
but I do like even playing it now. If you don't have the right guns and you don't know the right guns to use, it can be a fucking tough time, especially if you don't have the extra. And I know he's talking about the start of the game, but especially if you don't have the extra health, it can be fucking brutal. Like
Yeah.
so, yeah. Well, that's it. That's the reception. We agree with a lot of it. Disagree with some of it, but yeah, that's it. Overall, the game got an overall score on Metacritic of 88, which is pretty much in line with what I'd give it. I think.
I'm definitely biased. The first Ratchet to me is, even with all of its flaws, it's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's just that's my rating for it. It's the first Ratchet game I've ever played, and I'm honored to have been able to have played most of the Ratchet games in order.
Fine words, Nick. Fine words. The Wikipedia is done. So now we get
Yeah,
into the fun stuff.
we get to talk about our first encounter with the game.
Yeah. All right. So I'll start off because mine isn't as I don't know what
All
the
right.
word is. So yeah, as I mentioned earlier, my first encounter with the game, um, I didn't actually own the game until the HD collection came out, but I did play the game when it did originally release. So what happened was it was my friend's birthday party, and my mother decided to buy my friend a game called Ratchet and Clank for his birthday. So we brought the game down to my friend, and I was doing his birthday party. We done fucking musical chairs and shit like that. And then we went upstairs, me and some other friends, and him, and he put Ratchet and Clank into his PS2, and he played it, and I shat my little undies. I was like, holy fuck, why don't I have this game? Why do we give it to this cunt? You know? So yeah, and ever since then, it was my lifelong goal to play that game and own that game. But I never actually owned it, and I always did. I always owned it. I owned Ratchet 3. Ratchet 3 is the first one I owned. I got it on my birthday because I could never find Ratchet 1 anywhere to buy. And I didn't actually properly play through the full game until the HD collection, and that's my origins with Ratchet 1.
Mine are pretty. I would say similar. Uh, I was playing the GameCube at the time because that was the first console I had, and basically I got a PS2 essentially, and I got 3 games with it: Gran Turismo 3, which I never fucking played. Uh, I got Ratchet and Clank and Jack and Daxter: The Precursor Legacy. I played Ratchet and Clank first, and I fell in love with the game, and it was it was great. I pretty much just played it every day after school. Essentially, it was either Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter, or Super Mario Sunshine. At that point, that was like a third of my video game world as a child.
Good stuff. That's how we first got acquainted with the Ratcheties. Right then,
Yeah. So
so Nick,
what we like,
yeah,
what we like,
what?
and
Oh fucking hell! Oh, you talk on.
this is a pretty interesting one where we get to kind of look more into the things that we like and dislike about the games, more about like the nitpicks essentially, and the little things that we actually do enjoy
Mm.
with it. So, for example, one of the things that I personally, one of the things that I personally like a lot with it is the eye movement and the mouth flaps. I think those really point out that you are playing a next gen game at the time
Yeah.
when you see that shit. I really enjoy the variety of the guns in the game. I find the sounds that they make to be very, very satisfying and to the point and practical, but effective. Um, I think the music in the first Ratchet and Clank is the best it's ever been. Aside from maybe a few tracks here or there in the trilogy as a whole. Um, Overall, very good. What do you like about the game?
What I like about the game, I completely agree with everything you said. The thing that really stands out to me, like the one main thing about this game that I like, is that it feels different. It is the
Mm,
most ratchety feeling Ratchet game. Um,
yeah,
when I think of Ratchet and Clank, I think of this game. It has a charm to it that none of the others have. It just has a certain feel when you're playing it that the others just kind of lost along the way. Not throwing any shade at the others. I do prefer the others overall, the ones that came later on the PS2 especially. But this one just has a certain feel to it and a certain like, oh well, this is Ratchet. This is Ratchet and Clank, and yeah, this has a charm
very
to it.
raw.
Exactly, it's very raw. Um, yeah, so that's what I like about it. What keeps me coming back to this game, and I think it's the characters as well. This introduced the best characters of the series, and I think the series going on failed to reproduce kind of the magic that these characters had because all of them felt so intriguing, and the whole world just felt so intriguing. because we didn't know what was coming next. We didn't know what to expect, and it still does. It still has that kind of charm to it, and yeah, that's what I like about this game.
Yeah, that's definitely. I agree with everything that you said as well. Oh, now dislikes. That's right.
Okay, so
Uh,
dislikes, right? Yeah, Nick, you lead us into dislikes.
okay, so the first thing I want to point out is the first thing I dislike the most is Hey, hold up. Hey,
Hey,
Jesse, get the fuck in here. Jesse, get the fuck inside. Come on.
Jesse, we're gonna make Matt Jesse.
The first thing that I dislike about the game is the Clank levels.
Hmm.
I'll be first and foremost to say that the first time you play them, they're great, but they lose their charm and their luster and the way how they trick you into thinking that it's actually decent levels the very second time that you play it.
That fucking that one mission on the green planet. That's where I stop playing every time I replay it.
Same, same. I stop there, and I also stop at. I always stop at Nebula G34 as well. I don't know why. It's not because I don't like that level. It's because I like to come at that level with a fresh mind, I guess. Because that's one of my favorite fucking levels in the game.
Yeah,
So I always like to come at that like, yeah, this is pinnacle Ratchet right here. I brought it up earlier. The gravity boot tracks. I think those things just purposely make the game longer for no reason.
yeah, they get better in later
They
games.
they literally get better the next game.
Yeah, exactly. But this one, it was implemented a bit like it does feel like a bit of a slug. I agree.
I mean, I'll tip my hat off for the realism, not being able to fucking jump on them, and the
Mm.
slow motion that it would fucking be, and everything. But it just wasn't. It wasn't fun. I don't like how the game, like, even if you play the game to the best of your ability, I don't like how the game makes you choose to either buy the story related item or a new gun.
Yes.
That is like something that like really is, it's not necessarily disheartening, it just constantly makes you feel like, fuck, how am I going to get bolts for that, because I know as soon as I go to the next planet I'm going to be backed up now because I'm going to get two weapons.
Yeah, that's my biggest issue with the first two games is that it wrecks my fucking head.
And there's no like regain like value to like constantly grind a spot because they go down so much.
Yeah, it's something migrated over from Spyro that everyone fucking hated, but Insomniac were insistent on it. So it's old kind of it's old game design philosophy, I guess. But I'm glad they killed it in the third one.
I think the worst Ratchet level ever made is in the first game,
Ooh,
barring barring spin-offs. God, this hurts saying it because I like this planet a little bit. Ultanis can suck my cock.
Altanis. Describe to us, Nick. Why Altanis? What do you got to get to Sultanis?
Okay, so so it's a pretty planet if you're looking at it at face value. Okay, wanton destruction, fucking really dark planet, excellent music score. The works. It's definitely a Ratchet level. The thing that I don't like about this level is I feel like it is someone either attempting to make a hard mode Ratchet level, right? Or someone just really lazy. Okay. Most of this level is comprised of uh walking on very narrow um platforms essentially, and grinding and like really cheap enemy placements essentially, while nerfing you with your mobility, like not having Clank able to help you move around essentially. um the level in and of itself really feels like a slap on the wrist in comparison to actually like an upgrade. And the fact that this level has three separate ways to go to get items that are otherwise not important, essentially, like the quack array or the uh like the quack array or the vending machine thing. Um,
Mm.
yeah, I fucking hate that level.
Oh, oh, interesting. I completely disagree. I love that level. It's I love these. I love everything. I agree with you on a lot of points. The fact that there's a lot of buying stuff. It is quite difficult without Clank, but I kind of like that as a challenge. And
Oh,
I
I
and I
mean,
love the fucking lightning. The lightning is cool as fuck.
I like the lighting and the lightning.
Yeah,
I mean, like I'll be like it's like I said, it's a dark. Like I said, I don't hate the level. I just think it's the worst level they've ever made. I
interesting.
mean, I did
Okay,
say I fuck. I did actually, for the record, I did say I fucking hate that level because technically, I love the whole game. I love to hate that level.
okay, interesting. But dude, that's where
Yeah,
Steve lives. Steve is the best character they never brought back.
I like the guy who's just deaf.
Yeah,
I,
he's
I,
cool too. He is. He's technically at the end of Ratchet 3.
yeah. So, yeah, dislike. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I really like the ship combat in the game. Even if you either love that shit or you hate that shit.
I
You
loved
know,
it. I really liked it.
yeah, it's
Um,
classic to me. It has a very classic arcadey feel to it. I
yeah.
like it.
Do you know one
God.
thing I do? I forgot to mention in the things I like that they never brought back.
Well,
The fucking vendor dude.
oh yeah, yeah. They never brought back like a physical. Well, I mean, they kind of did. You know the armor and devices, dude.
Yeah,
They kind of did. It's just it never was like the
it
full
was
same.
never the same. It was never the same. He was cool. I wish R.I.P. him. But yeah, things I dislike about Ratchet One are all retroactive, really, and not really the first game's fault. But it's what everyone, and I hate to say it's what everyone fucking hates about it, but it's the lack of strafing.
Oh yeah.
It's the buying weapons as we've not buying weapons, buying like things to progress the story, which we've mentioned. Um, and really that's about it. Like I don't really, there's nothing really I truly dislike about this game because I love this game, but really the lack of
Uh,
strafing hurts it when you go back to try and play it for me.
yeah, me too. But I don't know. I kind of get over it because I kind of get over it. I get like really quickly,
Yeah.
actually. Especially if you take a break and you just play that game first. I mean, it's fine.
Really my main problem with the game, the biggest issue I have with the game is that you can't run when you throw your wrench.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
It's the only one in the series that does that. And yeah, it's the one. It always gets on my nerves every time. Like, oh, why do I have to wait for this fucking animation to end so I can move again? It slows down the
Uh,
whole pace of the game every time you throw it, which is why I don't really throw the wrench much in Ratchet One.
right. Fun little fact. You know, if you toss a bomb and then press the square button really quickly, he still does the throw bomb animation, but doesn't throw a bomb and just like throws his wrench,
Yeah,
kind of like.
I've noticed that. Yeah,
But yeah, I just thought I'd throw that in there.
I love little tidbits like that. I love video games.
Yeah, same. So yeah, I guess that really does sum up like what we like and what we like dislike about the. Oh yeah, I got one more like.
Hmm.
All right, best. Okay, okay. Not I guess not best boss fight. Oh, not really. Great villain.
Oh, Drek is like the most evil villain in Ratchet history. Like he's just
Yeah,
pure evil.
yeah, for sure. He's the like most money greedy fucking like he's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean,
He's great.
yeah. Sorry, Nick. I'll just say this. Like at least every other villain had a motive. Drek was just fucking evil. Drek just wanting to fucking make money. Like,
Yeah, true, true. Yeah. Although, I mean, I do have to admit that Dr. Nefarious' goal in A Crack in Time was pretty nefarious, no pun intended. He was like an existence where all the good guys always lose and every bad guy wins. So
mm,
that's Drek included. So that's pretty fucking evil.
true, true. But at least he had a motive behind it. He just hates. He's lived a life of oppression. He wants to make things better for certain species. You know, or Drek just wanted to make things
All right,
better for himself. He wanted to destroy other species to make himself fucking richer. Like,
fair. His own species, even.
yeah.
He's the Stalin we never knew we wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, yeah, yeah, I can't really think of like anything else that I really like. Okay, one thing I can say that I dislike, and this is the biggest goddamn nitpick ever, the fonts of all the writing is very aged.
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, I know, right? I know,
I
right?
loved that, but that's one of the most nostalgic things about old video games is the fonts they use. Right then, yeah, so moving on. Favorite
Favorite
parts
parts
of
of
this story. Um,
the
so my favorite part overall of this story, I mean, it's not really the story itself. In itself, it's quite basic, but
right,
the characters really bring it up to another level. And everyone you meet along the way, just kind of the adventure of it all.
right.
Um, so I would say though, like my favorite part of the story is actually when you go back to where Clank was born and he meets his mother. It's just kind of subtle. Um, and I like when they walk away. I just love the whole scene where they walk away and then the Ratchet's mother, fucking Clank's mother talks to him basically. Um,
Oh,
they're just it's so stupid, like, but it's just something that kind of gets me about it every time.
well, one thing that kind of gets me about it though, that's the last time that you're in that room.
Yeah.
Well, that's the weird thing. I don't even know if that really is Clank's mother. I don't know if Orvis did the nasty. Did you say your favorite part? Yeah, you did.
But yeah,
The whole.
I don't know if it is my favorite part, but yeah, on the fly, that's what I'll say.
Mm, my favorite part is when the game becomes real, basically. And what I mean by that is when it when the game hits a certain realistic chord. Basically, when Chairman Drek reveals his master plan,
Mm.
like right there, just where he just starts like, just like, oh, you think this is what this is about? And just that whole thing. Who do you think polluted the last planet? I did. And just the whole thing. This is about cash and lots of it. The whole, it's just beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
It hits you in a way.
It's
It
like
hits you as a child one way, and then when you're an adult, it hits you another way.
you're just a bastard.
Yeah, it's like, wow, you are literally a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even like you.
Good
Super good.
story. I like the story. It's a nice story. It's a nice
Yeah.
start to the series.
All right. So, best voice actor and the worst.
Okay.
Uh,
Right. Nick, you're the voice actor person. I'll let you lead us into this.
okay. So, my least favorite voice. Oh man. I don't even remember what I said the last time we tried to record this. I know it was an interesting one, and I had an interesting reason. Um, trying to think real quick. Um, let's see. My favorite voice actor, obviously. Okay. Holy shit. Um, fuck. Jesus Christ. Like,
Jesus Christ is in the game.
no, I'm just, I'm just. That's really hard. That's a really hard question. Um, shit. I'll be stuck on it for hours. So you
Okay,
know what?
I'll go. I'll go. I personally think the worst voice actor in this game, I mean, he just didn't turn up. He didn't show up for work. It just was a lousy performance by him, and everyone is ashamed. James Arnold Taylor, like, where was he? Like, where was he in this game, Nick? Like, he just wasn't in it. He didn't have his heart in it. No, real talk. I think worst voice actor, and I hate to say it, is actually David Kay's performance of Clank in this one because I think like again it's a retroactive thing, but his performance in later games is just so much better. He performs Clank way better. He gets the voice down. I think his voice is just a bit flat in this one. Um, and it's fine for the time, but when you compare it to later games, I just think it's not up to scratch. And going back to it, it is kind of a disconnect. And because like, oh well, Clank sounds kind of shitty in this game, you know?
It's probably because he didn't know how Clank was supposed to sound just yet.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't have the character like down to a T.
It wasn't developed fully.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. Um, yeah.
And
So,
then
what do you think?
and
Who
then
do you
my
think is the best?
favorite best performance would probably be. Oh, that's a tough one. God, I'm gonna be thinking of this for hours as well. Favorite because they're all so
Yeah,
good. There's a lot of they're so good. Like probably Helga.
yeah.
Helga, I'll say Helga. Fuck it, Helga knocks it out of the park. She's just perfect for her fucking character. Like
He
so.
literally has like 5 lines.
Yeah, I know, and I wish she had more. But those 5 lines are
You know,
fucking perfection in a can.
you know, you're right. Like, I can literally just like hear it. Listen up, you loudballs! That was the most pathetic display I have ever seen on that bicycle course.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. I am going to make you pay. That fucking, oh my god, yeah, let's talk about life's not fair. Super great. All right, yeah, good pick. All right, so worst for me, I would probably have to go with your choice of Clank.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, and I would say that um, my favorite character for the first game is definitely Captain Quark.
Oh yeah.
He's just perfect as he was, always was. Just Captain Quark.
Awesome.
You know, his lines are great.
Iconic voice actor.
Yeah. It's either him or like Chairman Drek. It's
Yeah.
hard. Or
Um,
Skid McMarx. Skid McMarx is
Skid was
great.
good too. The only reason I didn't pick Drek or Quark for this game is that I do think like some lines just fall a bit flat from them, but they were contenders. It's just one or two lines fall a bit flat, whereas Helga's 5 lines, every fucking one hits. So,
Yeah.
yeah, good picnic, picnic.
Picnic.
While we're on voice actor discussion, yay or nay, you wish he stay? Fucking big our boy Nicky Kelly
Oh, Mikey Kelly.
or Mikey Kelly,
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that he doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah,
Like, um James Arnold Taylor, when you I don't know what Mikey Kelly would have been able to do voice wise, but James Arnold Taylor, when he came into the fold, he brought with him his entire arsenal
mm-hmm.
of and he really made Ratchet 2, and then thereon from there he really helped sculpt those games with his voice talent. Pretty sure he does a couple of voices in every game.
I completely agree. James Arnold Taylor is Ratchet, like no doubt about it. He is Ratchet, but I do think Mikey Kelly, he did a good job. He done an admirable job, and I do like that his voice is actually different. I see it as like character development. I see his game in the first game. He's a kid. He's a teenager. He's growing up, and then his manly voice. He becomes a man in the second game, and his voice is different from there because he's matured, and his voice is kind of fucking broken or something like that.
So, the next part, favorite glitch or bug in the game, essentially. So
Titties.
titties, yeah. All right, so I just summed it up. You came in this right.
Yeah, no, favorite bug, real talk is actually not titties, although that is a good contender. It's actually for me, it's the getting into the hover boot arena and getting unlimited bolts by clamping your controller down and using the taunter.
Yeah, I agree. Same thing. Makes getting the platinum of that way easier.
Yes, otherwise it would have been a slog. Great stuff.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
Nick, that's basically it. That's the agenda. Anything to add?
Um, Ratchet and Clank one is the forever the best like Ratchet game, and like forever will hold a very special place in my heart. in the video game world. It's a classic to me. It's a game that I will remember till the day I die. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Long live the first Ratchet game.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Ratchet and Clank 1 is Ratchet and Clank 1. It started off the franchise, one of the best franchises of all time. What more can be said about that? Fucking phenomenal game. Fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so I actually recorded this. We've mentioned it a few times. We recorded this a month or two back, but I used the wrong mic like an idiot, and it just completely discouraged me from editing it and putting it up. So what I'm gonna do is we actually recorded an outro, and I think we can't really match it because it explains where we've been, it explains what we're doing, it explains our vision for the channel. So I'm actually gonna splice that from that recording in here because don't think we can say it any better here because I'm fucking knackered and I'm tired, and I think we explained it really well in the previous time we recorded this. So I'm gonna splice that in here. And Nick, unless you have anything else to say before we go, I'm just gonna sign off here.
All right. If you want to put some questions in the if you want to put some questions or comments in the comments below this video, we will answer those ones in the beginning of the Going Commando podcast.
Absolutely.
That we that's about it.
Yeah, so any questions or any kind of topic you want us to talk about, put it in the comments below, and we're going to do this our plan is to do this for we'll explain it in a minute, but our plan is to do this for every single Ratchet game. Just to have kind of easy, breezy content, just record it, throw it up there, very little editing required, because I have no time, and I'm a fucking moron.
We're probably not going to do Size Matters, Secret Agent Clank, All for One, and Full Frontal Assault, just because we probably don't have the same amount of knowledge.
Yeah.
With those ones as much as the others, but we'll do all the core ones for
Absolutely.
Sure. Rift Apart's going to be fun to do, especially if I don't get around to it by then.
I'd say you have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Here's Keith and Nick from 2 months ago. Good luck. But yeah, Nick, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this a lot. And it's nice to be back in the L making content seed.
Yeah, seriously, about those questions. Ask away. Doesn't matter. Are we back? I don't know.
That could be a question.
That could be a question.
So, yeah, Nick, anything you want to say to the brave souls that are still watching this or listening to this before we log off?
Yeah, sure. If you guys are still interested in the channel, just know that there's absolutely nothing outside of this podcast that we're doing right now in the pipeline. If there's anything in particular, I'm calling all the way back to old school fans, if there's even any left. If there's a certain series that you want us to pick up on, that one of them legendary, polarizing Grammy award-winning series, such as Jesus Christ, I don't even remember my own shit. Dumbass parodies, or Saturday Night Soundbite, or English literature with William A. Scott, or game huffing, or any of the other things that are upon this channel, feel free to ask about them down below, and we may put some of our time, money, effort, blood, sweat, and cum towards it. Who knows? Anything to answer a couple questions that might be down. Right now, if I had to be a betting boy, we're gonna upload when we feel like it.
It's the only way we can sustain it, really, because we're both much busier than we were.
Yes, times have definitely changed.
Yeah.
We as far as I can tell, what we'll probably be comfortable with for the foreseeable future is doing a lot of podcast type work.
I'll just put in on you there, Nick. I know if you're not into the podcasts, I'm sorry.
But it's
Right.
really all we have time to do at the moment, because
Mm.
they're the easiest thing to do. They're the easiest thing to edit. They're the only things we can get up in a decent amount of time. Um, and quite frankly, my fucking creative brain is dead. It was dying before the channel before the channel stopped uploading, and now it's completely gone. I can't think of anything for shit. Um, so until that comes back, I'm gonna keep doing podcasts because I'm an uncreative bastard. And Nick, you can help me
So,
out getting my creative brain out, and everyone can help me out in the comments and give us
yeah,
ideas of what to do.
yeah. I mean, we definitely have like ideas. Well, me specifically have like small ideas and things of that nature of like what we could do and stuff. But I do know that what you guys really like is hearing us bitch about games, mostly. Like kind of like that community vibe type of thing I've noticed, and like doing a lot of news stuff,
Mm.
I remember. Um but yeah, I mean it's really like we don't really like what's the word, Keith? We're not really, I don't want to say like we're not like adamant about doing stuff. We're just, it's not our whole everything, I
Really,
guess.
I've said this before years ago, but really what the channel always was for me, I don't know if Nick agrees with this, but it was a time capsule. And that's what it's
Yeah.
become now. It's become all those videos that we used to do, as stupid as they were, as stupid as we were. Um, it's fun to look back on because it was a different time. It was a completely different time in all our lives, and we look back fondly on those videos. And the channel has actually become the time capsule that I kind of envisioned it to be. And going forward, I think I want to continue that. So, I mean, if YouTube or if the channel is still around in 20 years' time, we're looking back at us now and seeing how stupid we are now. I think that'd be a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, all this time, we're like, yeah, Jack 4 is gonna come any day now.
We'll upload a
Who
video
knows?
every day. Is Jack 4 here yet? And it can either be yes or no. And that's the video.
Yeah. I mean, we I'd say we're a little bit, since we've done this, we've got a higher chance of continuing.
Felt good. It feels really
Yeah.
good doing
Yeah.
this. Now, will it feel good once I upload it? Or if I ever fucking get it edited? Which I have the time now, I have no excuse really. I can edit it tonight in bed, maybe. That's what I'll do. I'll edit it tonight in bed. I'm playing God of War at the minute. Because this is my only
Mm.
time off, because it's around Christmas and we're recording this. I have a full
Mm-hmm.
time job now. And it's fucking. I mean, I know a lot of people have a full time job, but I need my time off. I sit at this desk all day, clicking away, editing. So then to do that again as a hobby, it's kind of really hard to go back to the computer and go, what am I doing? I've done this for fucking 8 hours today. Why am I still doing this?
Yeah.
So now is really the only time where I feel okay doing that. So I don't know, maybe Nick, if you want to learn how to edit, feel free. And
Well, there's actually, um on my side of things, I'm a I've honestly been a little bit more standstillish than I've had a lot of shit
mm,
happen recently. I've had deaths and just other mental things happen, and uh it's been tough, really. I've been kind of in a abyss with my mental fortitude and stuff. Haven't really been able to like really get mental help, like specifically, and things like that. And I've been just sort of kind of drifting. Really, in terms of this, it comes down to if people are interested, I guess. I mean, like, we're not the most interesting people. We're not the best talkers. We're not like, hell, we're not the best at editing or like really even doing this job per se. So it really comes down to if and if the algorithms allow, and if we decide to take this a step further and maybe get up onto Spotify
Yeah,
or something.
or even streams. I don't know what I haven't talked to you about this, Nick, but how do you feel streaming this? I mean, I think
Streaming this,
that would be our best bet. Just streaming this
that would
podcast.
work. That would definitely work. I think what we should do, honestly, is I think we should get out these main installments.
Yeah,
You know,
see how it
of like all
goes.
if it's got enough traction or anything, maybe we could just have like online live discussions,
Hmm.
you know. Because one thing that's going to be fun to talk about when we get to Ratchet 3 is you and I have a very specific fun memory, um, fond memory that we could talk about
Yeah.
that not a lot of other people were able to experience. And you can cut this part out because I just want to remind you, we kicked the creators' ass at their own game. Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's coming back to me now.
Yeah.
We'll save that until Ratchet 3. We'll go into more detail, but that'll be your reason to tune in to the
Yeah.
upcoming
The next 2
podcast.
years
The
when that
next
episode comes out.
Yeah. So so there you go. We'll let that linger. What does that mean? What does it mean?
It means you'll have to tune in for another episode.
But yeah, on that bombshell, thank you, you saints, for watching us and still watching us after all these years of
Yeah.
inconsistency and lies of things coming that never came. I love you all. I really do.
You all.
Um,
Yeah, thank you for all the support
throughout the
throughout all the
years,
years.
they are the fondest memories I've had. Just when this channel was in its golden age, and we had our little niche, we had our little fan base, we had our little discussions in the comments and stuff. Um, I'd love to do that again, and it's never going to be the same. We're always going to be busier, but I'd love to kind of get back on that and get that community going again. And yeah, that's all I have to say, really.
Shit, if the band stuff actually works, it definitely will get discussion going because then I guess I'll be a retarded famous person.
Yeah, if Nick becomes famous, the channel's going to blow up, and then you're going to be. But you know you're going to be completely cancelled with the shit we put up before.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'll have to tour for my dinner.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's it. Nick, any final words?
Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, good game.
Get it. If you ain't played it, play it. Legacy of the first game is forever ingrained in the brains of us kids from the 2000s.
And they'll always be there until we get Alzheimer's and die. Have a lovely day, my friends.